Hey YouTubers, it's your buddy and bromigo Dennis here from Buster's Reef. Just thought I'd do a quick update video on the tank. As you can still see, still pushing through the little bryopsis bloom. That's what I'm thinking it is anyhow, or a diatom bloom. I will get my hands on a rabbitfish, but of course it's going to quarantine for a couple of weeks, if not 4 weeks. I'd really like to QT for a short amount of time. But yeah, things are going well. Leathers are starting to open up a little bit, which is cool. I'm hoping that they sort of stick to the rock and they sort of base themselves on the rock, and I can give that piece, one of these pieces, to my mate. Funnily enough, as you can see, this hasn't been touched. It's all the way open, hasn't receded. Angelfish hasn't even bothered going near it. So still early days, but things are looking good. Touch wood again. And then touch wood, I don't break the tank by doing that. But nonetheless, as you can see, Acropora is doing pretty well, despite it's got a lot of growth on that piece there and a lot of encrusting. So that has grown a bit more. That has grown as well, this piece, and the polyps are all out and ready to jam out with their clam out. This piece does have polyp extension on it, so that's doing pretty well. This piece as well is doing quite well. There's a bit of annoying algae there, which I'm hoping the rabbitfish will smash when it gets to it. This piece is doing okay. Just wait and see how it goes over the next couple of days. But it's a brown piece, so I'm not too surprised with it. This Millipora, it's just looking happy as God knows what at the moment. Starting to get into its own there. I've actually managed to get the calcium up a little bit. So the calcium has jumped up to, I think it's 390 at the moment, which I'm quite happy with. This acro piece is looking better every day as well. You can see it encrusting up towards the back. Yes, there is a bit of bryopsis, I do know that, but it is actually dying down. It was worse on this rock work, but it's going away, which is good. I'm not too worried about it. I'm not going to fiddle around with it. This piece is doing okay. You sort of see the polyps coming out to play a little bit. Piece is doing well as well, starting to colour up and get that green to it, which is cool. It's not actually that large a piece, it's pretty small. I'm hoping it grows relatively fast, but you never really know. I think it's a slow grower. That's cool. I like the coloration of it, so it works. This piece is growing quite well. It's actually got a few new tips up at the top that have sort of stretched out a little bit more, which is cool, and it's starting to encrust at the base, which is nifty. This piece here, same thing, doing alright. Wait and see what it colours up into. If we zoom out, this piece here is still holding its colour quite well. It does have a bit of bryopsis. It actually fell out of its hole. Once I get the rabbitfish in here so it can eat some of the algae, I'll pop it back in there. I'll probably cram it in with a bunch of glue. This piece, it's doing well enough. There's the Scarface, just chilling in the background there. Always likes to get in the shot. Duncan's really settled in, which is good. As you can see, Angelfish doing what it does best. And the Samacora is doing pretty good as well. So, yeah, that's how it goes. Scheduled for a nice little water change this weekend, which is going to be pretty good and cruisy. I set up the dosing pump, or quasi set it up. It's a pretty big ghetto set up at the moment, and I'm actually going to build a wooden mount for it. It sort of sits up in the back corner there, and I can sit on it. I just run all the dosing from this side here. I was thinking about running it from where the ATO is, but it's just too cumbersome, doesn't quite fit. And if it runs through the system, it doesn't bother me. Like, I'm running Randy's, it's not that expensive, so any sort of major element loss through the system, negligible, really. And my sump is set up pretty weirdly. That's just because the back of it over there is painted and we couldn't be bothered to scrape the paint off. Yes, we are lazy. Very naughty. But yeah, as you can see, so far the experiment's going good. Polyp extension, we have some growth. Everything's looking pretty happy. The light's not too intense, so it's not bleaching anything, which is good. That's what I was looking for. And some things are really taken to the colour, like that blue piece. This is white light, and you can see the tips are blue, and the rest of the colony is like this nice blue too. It doesn't pick up on the camera. It's a bit of a purpley blue actually. That's coloured up pretty well. And this piece here is just on another level of colour. So it's all looking pretty good. The light's not too intense. Hopefully I can get some thicker branches out of this because it is getting hit with a lot of flow there. And of course the bird's nest is doing pretty well too. As you can see, it's starting to grow a little bit more. So yeah, just wait and see what happens. Just zoom out. And I'll see if I can get the angelfish to smash some food for everyone. Yeah, so far it's looking good. Got a few new tank problems here and there, but I'm not going to go so far as to sit here and say I've got complaints or issues with it. Just pop some food in there. See if the angelfish gets a bit of his munch on. It's a bit far out for it. Put some more food in. There we go. Ah, damn it. Oh. See, the angel spotted the food. It's coming out. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Look at it go. So there you go. He's really calm and settled into his spot. As you can see, what looked like fluke, yeah, it was just an injured eye, and it's healed up pretty well. Yeah, parameters are pretty good. Calcium's the calcium's slowly going up, so it's at 390 at the moment. I've got I drag that up from 360 over the past couple of days. So I've just been dosing slightly elevated levels to get it up, and I'm hoping to get it to 400 where it will stay. And the alkalinity is slowly dropping. The alkalinity is at 8.0 at the moment, DKH, so it's not too bad. See, Montana, so we're doing this little, you're fucking with the best, you're messing with the best. That's my really bad Al Pacino impersonation there. I apologise, guys. Yeah, cockroach. But yeah, nonetheless, everything's looking pretty good. It's surviving, going strong. This is a pretty quick update from before. This is sort of like a full tank shot of sorts. And I do have plans to put sand in here, so I'll get some sand and start filling it in from this corner and slowly work my way across, probably a tub at a time or a little cup at a time till I get across to here. I'm not going to just dump sand in. I don't think that's a good idea. And yeah, see how we go, and we'll add another fish in a month's time after quarantine and yeah, jam out from there. But yeah, happy reefing, guys, and as said in my other two videos, strap this straight from pizza if you ever watched Fat Pizza. Take it easy.